on this show, and you get a lot of guest spots. You get people coming on to do what we, I told you folks, I thought the stock and trade for an actor for a long time was guest spots. At the beginning of my career, some of the best roles I got, which are no longer even available to us anymore because you got to be a star to get them, were really juicy guest spots. And when I'm in my class, I talk to you guys about them. You want to be the Skell on NYPD Blue. You want to be the rapist on Special Victims Unit. You want to be the guy who breaks down and says, I didn't mean to kill her on one of these shows. You do. Joe has the good pleasure of being the lead on one of these shows, so he gets his scripts, he goes to work. Part of his process is to learn the script. I often talk to you about this, so we're going to hear it firsthand now. Then you get to work and somebody comes up to you and says, oh, Joe, here's Carl. He's the rapist this week. Nice to meet you. How you doing? And now that's it. How much time do you get to work with a new guy?
You have to find the time. I mean, you don't.
They don't give it to you.
No, you don't get any time. The point is, it's the difference between. That's why this kind of stuff is important. That's why the academic world is important. Whether you started in school or whatever, now you're taking classes, because this is where you if you equate it to a sport, this is where you learn how to do what you can do. Because it's too late when you're in the World Series and they hand you the bat and say you're up. It's like it's too late to say, okay, well, wait a minute. I would like to go through a few refreshers here. Can I get back in the batting cage for a while? No, I don't think so. So no, I mean, it's like a horse race. It's like, and they're off. So it's the same thing. And especially, I mean, if you're talking about series television, forget about it. I mean, it's like time is money. That's the reason they hired you, because they assume they've hired a professional. And of course, and if you do it for a long time, you're obviously really able to spot the ones that, can do it and the ones that can't. Luckily enough, you don't often run into those situations, because the casting people know you don't run into those situations where somebody really can't cut it. That's why the process is so difficult. That's why it is so competitive. Because if you get to that point, that means you've got the goods. And this is what you got to hit it. You got to do your stuff. It's too late to You're still not saying you're not going to learn anything from the experience. Of course you will. But at the end of the day, you were hired because they felt you had the goods. Now it's your job to deliver. You call yourself an actor, start acting. Do what you do. That's what I mean? But you have to be, as I said, you have to be ready for that moment. So when that door opens, you can say, yes, thank you. I'm glad to be here, and I plan on staying.
Wow, do you like those analogies? I didn't pay him to say this. We call this the sport of acting. He's talking about acting, stepping into the batter's box, knowing what your skills are before you play the game.